Hello science fans! Welcome back to Science Fun with Austin. Today we're going to take a look at a couple of different concepts here. One is the part of the scientific method called replication, where if different people do similar experiments, they should get roughly the same result. And we're also going to take a look at the world of DNA testing. So we have purchased the 23&Me testing kit, the Family Tree DNA testing kit, and the Ancestry DNA testing kit. All three of these purport to be able to tell you your ethnic origins. So we'll see if we can replicate the results if we send the same DNA to all three companies. Alright, first off we've got the Ancestry kit here. After you activate your kit online, your next step is then to spit in this tube. This is harder than it looks. One thing that they also point out is that you should avoid eating or drinking anything for a half hour beforehand, lest stray DNA get in there and they tell you that you descended from whiskey or something. Alright, apparently if you suffer from dry mouth, you never get to find out what your DNA says. The next step is to put this cap on here containing a stabilizing fluid, which is supposed to, there we go. Now the fluid is in there. That is supposed to ensure that your DNA survives transit and shape for a minimum of 5 seconds. 2, 3, 4, yeah, a little extra just to be sure. Alright, and now all we do is ship that off to Ancestry. Alright, next up we have the Family Tree DNA kit. This one asks that you swab your cheek for 45 seconds here. So we'll get the package open and begin. Alright, so once you've collected a sample, remember which cheek you took it from. For some reason they want to make sure you get DNA from both cheeks. I would hope that would be the same, but I am not a geneticist. You simply place the tip in the container, snap it off, and reseal. Make sure that's tight. And now we'll turn the other cheek and collect DNA, which presumably would be the same as the DNA from the other cheek, but we'll find out. Alright, time's up. We'll take the other container here. And like the Ancestry kit, the Family Tree kit emphasizes that you need to not eat or drink anything for a period of time beforehand. Presumably that's to prevent it from identifying you as having descended from peanut butter or something like that. And this one includes a paper consent form. Interestingly, all these kits seem to ask your sex, which you would think they would be able to figure out from your DNA, but that's just me. Anyway, we'll package that up and get that shipped off. Okay, so our third contestant in the contest here is 23&Me, and this is another spitter, so I guess I'd better get to it. Oh, this is hurting. For anyone watching, I would recommend not trying to do all three of these in quick succession. If you were looking to do something like this on your own, like all the other kits, the 23&Me kit asks you your sex when you register. Again, you would think they would be able to tell that, especially since 23&Me purports to be able to tell you numerous genetic traits that you may have. And they also, again, warn you not to eat or drink for a period of time beforehand so that you don't end up with cow ancestry because you ate a hamburger or something. Alright, so we've got the tube filled. Now you close this. There's a little solution in the top of the funnel which gets released when you close it, filling the tube. Let that drain in there for a second. You then remove the funnel and apply the cap. Works better if you do it right side up. And bam! Your DNA is ready to be sent off. Alright, so we're ready to go here. All three kits seem to use pretty similar methodology. You're collecting DNA from your mouth, either in spit or just scrubbed from your cheek, and storing it in some kind of stabilizing solution. So the ethnicity part of the DNA test should come back pretty similar for all three if it's replicable. And the leading hypothesis for Austin ethnicity, according to popular legend, is Russian, Canadian, Chinese, Jewish, and robot. So we'll find out if that's correct, and we'll look at the traits that the Ancestry and the 23&Me kit report back and see if those are similar as well. Let's see what we get.
Not even a real country anyway.
Hail, hail, Rabonia, a land I didn't make up.
Alright, so 23&Me offers some FDA-approved predisposition reports where they can tell you about your genetic predisposition to certain disorders. Here's one that they have.
I know who has diabetes.
And let's see what my likelihood of getting the diabetes is.
You have diabetes.
Well, I think roughly 2 out of every 1 people over the age of 65 do have diabetes. So the typical likelihood that it indicates is about right. Well, we've taken a look at our hypothesis using all 3 kits here, and they all pretty much refute our original Austin Ancestry hypothesis. So we do have a fair amount of replication in the Ancestry, although the exact percentages vary a little bit. They give the same general answer. For the traits, it doesn't look as clear. Ancestry and 23&Me give different answers for the same DNA fairly frequently. And since they have the same DNA and probably pretty close to the same extraction technology, the difference is probably due to how they're interpreting it. And kind of based on that, I'd be a little hesitant to make any major life-changing decisions based on a spit-in-a-tube DNA kind of kit. You know, if it suggests cutting back on Oreos to ward off the diabetes, that's probably okay, but wouldn't do much more than that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed our video, and see you next time, science fans.